Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm not at Allegory Gallery. I'm at my home office today. I just came back from the cottage. I was up there doing a lot of things, and I'm back. Hello, Andrew. He's in the background.
I have my meeting. Do you have your laptop?
I do.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You might have to plug it in. So, here we are, another week. How's your week going? Is your week starting out well? I hope so. My watch is dead. That's how my week's starting out. It just needs a battery charge. It's not dead, thankfully. So that's about how my week is. What's going on?
I'll just use my phone.
You can use this. Oh, hello, Amanda. Thanks for tuning in. If you're out there, say hi. Say hi. Let's chat a little bit. We like to chat before we get started. It gives people time to filter in and kind of, just ease on into what we're doing here today. Andrew's been very busy, late at night, and he's been making more kits. So we have more and more Halloween kits. I think we have 7 kits today to show you. 7 more. It's like he's doing batches of 7. I think the last time was a batch of 7 too. So we have those to show you. I did preview one of them in the banner for this video, so you got to see that. The rest of these are in the online store right now. So if you want to go get them now, you can. You can go ahead and check those out, but I figure we'll take a look at them now and actually go through them a little bit. Pictures tell a lot, but video always tells more. So that's what we're going to look at today, some Halloween stuff. And I know not everyone's a Halloween person, but I know a lot of our people are. I'm not particularly a Halloween person. I like holidays in general. And I like the ideas of holidays. I'm just not somebody who generally dresses up and goes out and does things or trick or treats, but I kind of think it's cool. I like Easter. I really like Christmas. That's really my favorite holiday because I don't know. I just always had a good time at Christmas growing up, and so I love the idea of people helping one another and everyone kind of trying to come together. And I love Christmas markets and things like that. So that's my big season. But I know a lot of you are Halloween people. Andrew's definitely a Halloween person. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Norma. Marianne says, hey, William and Andrew, and AG Beat Fam, right? Hashtag that, AG Beat Fam. We're going to make that a thing. I like it. So what is going on for all of you? I do a lot of talking on these videos, and I don't always hear from all of you. So what's going on? How's it going? Let me know. Put in the comments. Let me know how your week's starting, what you're doing. What'd you do over the weekend? Did you have fun over the weekend? I worked on taxes over the weekend. That was my life. That's been pretty much my life and going to be my life for the next few weeks. Getting all that stuff done along with our big celebration that we have going on in town. It's Fort Ligonier Days. So that's going to be happening on the weekend of the 14th, 15th, 16th, I think. Yeah, 14th, 15th, 16th, somewhere around there. And then the weekend of the 22nd is the TGBE Fall Fest. So we're getting ready for that too. TGBE Fall Fest. How many of you are excited for the Great Beat Extravaganza Fall Fest? How about that, right? Facebook user says, we moved, LOL. Is that Molly out there? I know she moved. I'm just seeing Facebook user here though, so I don't know who you are. If that happens to you, we just see Facebook user, where is it? Right there. In the description of this video, there should be a link to StreamYard to go ahead and hit a link, and it allows Facebook to see your name, or allows StreamYard to see your Facebook name. Sorry, my lights are shutting off in my office here. I have a little sensor that turns them on and off, so I had to make sure I was facing the sensor or it was facing me. Linda says, I'm loving this cooler weather. I made 2 necklaces and a bracelet today. This kind of weather always makes me more creative. I feel like it's like my power season. I always feel more, energetic and powerful and ready to go. except it's always our tax time because we always delay them, and it's always Fort Ligonier days, and. So just, I guess it's good that this is a good season for me, because if it weren't, it would probably be even harder on my anxiety to get through all of this otherwise. But I do like the cooler weather. I'm in a sweatshirt today. Look at that. I have a t-shirt underneath though, but I have a sweatshirt on because I was running around outside a lot today, and it's chilly. It was like 54 or something like that out there today. So not too warm, a little bit chilly. There's a little wetness in the air. Let's see here. Donna says, whew, finally got to catch a, and then cut off. So I'm guessing catch a live is what you meant. Good to see you here. Let's see, what did Marianne say? Samhain is my favorite holiday because for me it's the beginning of a new year. Nice, nice. Well, happy new year. Happy new year. Let's see, June is out there. Hello, June. Donna said, finished a couple of necklaces yesterday. Oh, good. Oh, good. Norma says, I had a combined birthday celebration yesterday for me and a friend's mother last Friday. Just a few people on a beautiful fall day. It was nice. That's awesome. Happy birthday tomorrow if we don't see you tomorrow. But happy birthday. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining in. So today we're going to show you a few more Halloween kits. Please hit that share button. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. YouTube likes to know if you like us. So please do that. And make sure you're subscribed and hit that little bell if you'd like notifications when we go live. Our numbers have been really low lately. And I don't know why. I'm hoping that it's just because of the TGBE takeovers. And hopefully y'all are in the TGBE group and rocking out and hanging out with people in the TGBE group. And that's why. So hopefully that's why we only have like 10 people watching right now. We just got up to 10. We were at 9 for a long time. Normally we're at least up toward 30, but that has not been happening much lately. And like I said, I don't know why. I see a lot of your names, and it's the same names that I see normally when we have like 30 people watching. So I'm not sure who all we're missing. Probably people who don't comment a lot maybe, or who just watch, and that's fine. And maybe people are just tired of Halloween kits. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It could be just the algorithm too, not letting people know. I know I don't always get notifications when we go live. I've tried to, turn off my notifications and turn them back on, and sometimes that seems to help. So I don't know why, but we ask you, please hit the share button to let people know we are live and coming at you live. Maybe people don't like seeing us every day. That might be something too. When we had COVID, we weren't going on at all, and I'm sure that hurt us a little bit. But I do hope you enjoy this. I hope you like hanging out with us. I mean, obviously you must. We see your names pop up all the time. You're always commenting and talking to us, so we appreciate that. But maybe we'll go down to a 3-time-a-week schedule or something like that. I know some people only do once a week, which I can't imagine only going live once a week anymore. I don't know. Did you all catch Green Girl Studios last night? Green Girl Studios did a live yesterday. I think it's 7 p.m. That's normally their time on Sunday. So I'm not sure if y'all caught that or not, but that was a good show. Hopefully you did. If not, be sure to watch their replay over on the Green Girl Studios website, or on their Facebook page. I have a Barnaby tale. This is Mr. Barnaby. Hi, Barn. How you doing, bud? He normally talks. Suzanne watched the replay. Good, thank you. Always good to watch the replay of family. There's Barnaby. You gonna say hi to everybody? Huh? Says no. I got things to do. He just wants to sit in my lap. I've been gone all day, so he likes to come. He's my buddy, so he sits in my lap a lot. Huh? Come on. But only if I make my legs just right, that it fits him just perfectly. But yeah, he's my bud. He's giving me kisses now. Norma says, I'll have to watch the Green Girl replay. Yeah, please do. Check it out. Some good stuff there. Some good stuff. I'm not going to spoil it for you, But make sure you do check it out. And they got some good stuff there. Let's see here. Molly says, okay, I am on YouTube now because at the old house for some stuff to be done, Facebook access not working. YouTube's better anyway. No, I'm not going to say it's better, but we need the YouTube hours. We need 300 more watch hours, everybody. Just 300 more watch hours. Now that's on a rolling schedule. So we needed 300, exactly 300 one day last week. And then the next day we needed about 324 or something like that. So it does roll. So if we don't get as many watches on today as we did 365 days ago, we're going to need more hours. If we get more watch hours today than we did 365 days ago, we need less watch hours. So we need to make sure that we're getting those watch hours in. So we appreciate you watching on YouTube. That way we can work toward getting monetization done and get some ads in some of our videos. They don't put ads in the lives, so y'all won't be bothered with those. But we're planning on doing, probably at the start of next year, we're working on a programming schedule to get more processed videos, not these lives, but videos that we film and we, do post-production processing on and upload them. And those would have ads in them. And hopefully we can make some passive income on those ads. And so watch the ads, everybody. I can't say that once we're monetized, but watch the ads when they come out. That'll help us gain a little bit of income, and we can continue doing that and grow the YouTube channel. So thank you all for watching on YouTube. Let's see here. What else is going on? Marian says, nope, that's my favorite TV night. I don't know what I said. Sorry. Barnaby loves, says Suzanne. Yes, he's purring. Our Barnaby and Gilbert are not big on the purring. Paolo and Babette used to purr like crazy. But now that they're not with us anymore, Barnaby and Gilbert are starting to pick up and starting to talk more, and their attitudes and their peculiarities are coming out, and so are their voices, and their purring even more, which is I'm glad to see. So I can feel him vibrating on my leg. He's purring so good. Aren't you, Barn? Let's see here. Donna said, I had an insanely busy week last week and missed most of the lives trying to catch up with housework, washing, and drying. I get it. I get it. It's hard, right? It's hard having a life and wanting to do other things too. We do so much at the store and at the cottage and stuff that it's been hard getting everything done and just having time to do anything for ourselves. Right now we're pressing hard to, what are you doing, bud? We're pressing hard to get a lot of stuff done preparing for winter because it's the slow months coming up, and it's hard, right? It's hard to do your normal stuff. Azalea and Cynthia are coming up for Fort Days weekend, Fort Ligonier Days weekend. I believe they're going to be selling, and I don't know if they got a booth or if they're selling with us at the shop. I have to still find out if they were able to get a booth or not. But so we're going to be cleaning the house again for them to come over. Even though they're family, you got to spruce it up a little bit. You can't be crazy. So we got to find time to do that at some point. Norma says, hi, pretty kitty. That's my Barnaby. Barnaby buddy, my buddy. Donna says, I love watching on YouTube. But yeah, it's better quality. You can fast forward and rewind. So if you miss something I say, or if you want to catch it from the beginning, you can always go back to the beginning, whereas you can't do that on Facebook. I don't think they've implemented that yet. There have been a lot of changes on Facebook, but I have not seen the ability to go backwards during a live yet. So YouTube does that, and it's really nice, especially if you miss something or you just need to go back for a quick second, or you want to start from the beginning. Like if you're tuning in right now on YouTube, you can go back to the beginning and start right from where we started from. On Facebook, you have to start from right here. So you missed everything we've said already. So that's different. Donna says, geez, I meant catch up. See, I read it as catch up. And then when I was rereading it, you probably noticed me like stalling when I was talking about that. I read chat. I was like, but in my brain, when I first read it, I read catch up. So that's interesting. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you here. Cinnamon says hello to Barnaby. She typed 10. Barnaby, you're a 10. Cinnamon thinks you're a 10. How about that? You're a 10. 10 out of 10? I think so. I agree too. Hello, Cinnamon. Hello, Cinnamon. Marianne says Sunday. Oh, watching Green Girl. That's your TV night. I don't know. I don't know. We've thought about doing some lives on the weekends, but I don't know that that would work out. I don't know if people would want that. We've thought about changing our time from 5 to be later in the day. I don't know if that would work out, if people would prefer that. I hate to, change the time since we've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now, this way. And y'all who watch us now, we appreciate it. So changing the time means maybe some of you wouldn't be able to. And I don't like that idea either. So we have to see. Susan says, our first cat, Boots, was a champion purr. Phil and Smokey, not so much. Yeah, right? Some cats are, some aren't. But, Paolo and Babette, that you could hear them across the room. Like they were just, and when Andrew had cancer, they sat on each side of him, one on each side, and just purred through his body to try to heal him, I think. So they were really good about that. Barnaby, he's getting better at purring, and Gilbert is too, as they are the only ones now. We keep talking about maybe getting kittens or something, but I just, their personalities really are coming out now, and I hate to take that away from them. So we'll see how it goes. So how's everyone else doing? What are you all doing? Do you have plans? Molly says, we are so tired. Moving is not fun, but I get my own bead room. It's always good to have your own bead room. It's always good to have your own office, your own bead room. If you can make that room for yourself in the house, even if it's the dining room that you never use, I think it's always good to have your space. Whenever we were at the apartment, my office was in our bedroom. And that was fine a lot of times. Because Andrew sleeps mostly during the afternoon, and I would be at my other job then. When we were living there, I was mostly only at my other job. And when I'd have to come home and do work at night, Andrew was awake. So that was fine. And then before that, when we were in New York, my office was in our bedroom again. And we had another room that Andrew used a lot for his art and beads and jewelry making. So we had the second bedroom that he used for that mostly. And it was a relaxation room, kind of. It was set up that way. And now here at the house, I have one of the bedrooms as my office. That's where I'm at now. I'm looking to do more changing the draperies and changing some things around in here. And we have our laser in here, but now that the laser is done, doesn't work, it's broken. I don't know if you saw Andrew's post about that. We've been talking about that a little bit. The laser is done. So there will be no more laser items for the foreseeable future. We're trying to work hard to save some money to get a new one, a refurbished one, because a new one would be 2 or 3 times the price of a refurbished one. And they are helping us out a little bit. It's out of warranty by a long shot. We've had it for a long time. But they are allowing us to get a refurbished one, but an upgraded one that should be faster and a little bit more powerful, I think. So that's an option, but we have to be able to afford it. And so that's what's going to be hard. But that's in my office here now. And now that it's done, that's, I think, going to give us the kind of reason to move it out of here. And if we do get a refurbished one, it's probably going to go to the studio, over to Star Cottage Studio, over to the cottage. And that way I will have more room in my office for things that I need and just to arrange things in here the way I want, because I had it arranged pretty well. And then I added another desk, and it's just started to get kind of on top of me. Like I feel like things are everywhere. So I want to rearrange a little bit in here, and there's a big desk, like a drawer that it sits on and that the laser sits on. It's perfect for it. It fits just perfectly, but I'm going to get that out of here, and I'll have a big corner space and then open for something else. I have a lot of books and a lot of records, and as in vinyl records and other records, but I would like to move some of that stuff out. So that is what I want to do. And it is very good to always have your own place, I think, because you can set it up how you like it. And when you go there, you can have this sense of, serenity, and this sense of I'm in my place, It's not someone else's place. You know, when you go in, it's yours. It's the way you left it. And you can have things organized and put where you want them. I think it's very important to have your own space. So Andrew has his, mostly the entire cottage. That's his bead room and his studio. We also have the shipping department there. We all work in the bead room, and the filming studio that we have is in the bead room. And then his studio is mostly all his. I don't go in there much. I don't know what a lot of things are, and I don't use them. But we'll probably be also putting my pottery studio maybe there, or maybe in our basement. We're talking about, there's a few plants in our basement that we have because the cats eat them if we put them anywhere else. So we may move those over to the cottage because there's some nice sunlight there. Right now they're under a UV lamp, like a fake sun lamp. And they're doing okay, but they need to be moved. So we'll probably move those, and then I will be able to have my pottery studio down there. So that'd be nice. I'll have my office here at the house and my pottery studio. I also am going to have an office at Star Cottage Studios, supposedly, but we have a long way to go, I think, before that ever happens. So what else? Who else is with us? Let's see here. Marianne says, all my kids purr loudly but rarely meow. Yeah, Gilbert doesn't meow a lot. Barnaby talks. Barnaby talks a lot, and he talks to me, and he talks to Andrew. Gilbert talks a little bit, and he's been talking more and more lately, which is really cute because he has a cute little talk. Molly says, we were insane last week, so have a few touches to get the old house ready, then listing. Nice. Nice. I know, it's always, I mean, I've never had to sell a house. I've bought a house, but we've never had to sell a house, and that's not something I look forward to at any point in time. Hello, Harry. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in today. Our cat has been living under our covers after the move. Yeah, moving is hard on animals, right? It's hard on people, but it's hard on animals too. You know, they get set up and they have their territory in your house, and they know where they are, and they're used to something, and then they have to re-territorize, if that's even a word, their entire place and location where they are, and it really, it makes it hard. It makes them hard. Donna says, my sister and I are going to one of our favorite restaurants in Hoover, Alabama, and doing some shopping. That's nice. It's always nice to get out, I think. It's a fun trip. I like shopping. I do like shopping. We don't have a lot of money to do shopping, but it's still fun to look at things, right? Ah, you're going tomorrow. Nice. All right. Well, let's take a look at some kits. If you're just joining us, you didn't miss anything other than the talk. So you can rewind if you're on YouTube and watch the talk if you'd like, or you can stay where you are right now with us and check out these new Halloween kits that we're debuting today. They are in the online store right now, so you can go and get them right now if you want them. But I hope you'll stay and watch this. And also, please hit share. Share this video, and please hit thumbs up or like or love wherever you are, so that those platforms know that you like us. Oh, there's Green Girl. Hey, William, we tried to watch on our walk, but it was too far out to get Wi-Fi. Yeah, sometimes Wi-Fi, sometimes cellular, especially out in the woods, cellular doesn't work. So I'm glad you're with us now. I was telling everyone to make sure they watched your replay of your video from yesterday. Lots of good stuff in there. Harry says, we built the Feral Kittens a winter house today. They watched as we put the box together and were sitting on top when we were done. I have 6 indoor cats and 3 outdoor ones. Nice. I have been thinking about that too. We feed 2 outdoor cats, and they are very feral. They do not sit around much when we're around. They usually like to stay at least probably 10 to 20 feet away from us. I have one that is starting to come closer. But you know, I keep thinking that this year, you know, they've survived. Really, the one has mostly started coming this year, and we had the other one for 2 or 3 years now, and they survive on their own outside, and I know that. But I feel like if we're feeding them outside, I feel bad not putting like a box with, you know, like some heating pads or something in there for winter for them on our porch or something like that. So we're looking into that and possibly going to build something or buy something to keep them, just so they have a place to go if they need to. we're not really looking to adopt the outside cats necessarily. We feed them, like I said, and if they need a space to go, I would feel bad if they didn't have one. And I don't know what they have or don't have, because none of them have collars, and they have been coming like every single day. The one comes every single day. The one that's been coming longer, I think, got kicked out a little bit out of his territory by the other one, maybe. But we still see him. Usually one comes earlier in the day if I'm around, and later in the day. So we're thinking about doing that too. And they're not ours. They do eat with us and then they leave and we watch that they go. So I don't know where they go to, but I do hope they have a place to stay. So we're thinking about that. Cynthia says, thanks. We're getting ready for Fort Days. Great. That's one thing. Did you get a table, or are you selling stuff outside of our store on the sidewalk sale, or in the store? Either way. But I haven't heard if you were able to get a tent and a booth for Fort Days or not. So let me know, because we're planning for what we're doing in the store, and I kind of want to make sure that we plan for you if you need to be in the store, rather than if you've got a booth. So let me know. Let me know. Okay, so let's look at these kits. Let's look at these new kits. All right, I'm going to flip the camera around. You're going to see my drop ceiling here. I don't mind a drop ceiling. I've had a drop ceiling pretty much all of my entire life. Growing up in the house we grew up in, it was a very small house, and I was very used to having a drop ceiling. Harry says, our 3 are going to live in a deck box with a heated floor and insulation. That's nice. See, I want to build something like that for our outside cats, just in case they need it. And I know there's things you got to watch out for. Like, I've been reading a lot about it, and they talk about, like those heating pads and stuff, but to make sure, because I guess cotton and some other materials that those pads are made out of, if they get cold, they actually can be worse for the cats than, like, it's a straw or hay. I always get them confused. I think it's straw. You're supposed to use straw, I think, for bedding. And they say straw is better because it doesn't freeze. And if the pads freeze and they don't warm up right, it can freeze the cat. So I've been, it's been a lot of looking to make sure that things are going to be okay if I do design something. Bunny says it would be cool to paint the drop ceiling all different colors. Maybe, but I don't know. My aesthetic in here, like this room still has the, the faux wood paneling. And even though I know that's like an old thing, I kind of like it because my house growing up had that, and it's kind of reminiscent of that. This house that we bought, it has a lot of things that are like throwbacks to me. So like of course, the drop ceiling looks like the ceiling that I had in my bedroom. Even with the fluorescent lights, we had a fluorescent light in there too. So it has that. It has the wood paneling that we had in one of my bedrooms growing up. My brother and I shared a bedroom because our house was so small for a very long time. And then as I became a teenager, I moved into a room that my parents added onto the house, which was a laundry room, but it was still a laundry room, but it also became my bedroom. I shared it with the laundry room. We also had a freezer out there, and our pantry was in that room. So it was like a mishmash of things for my bedroom growing up, but at least I had my own space. And I had a back door, so that was the back door to the house. So I could come and go out of that back door if I needed to. I didn't really much. I wasn't one of those people that snuck out of the house or anything. I was a pretty good kid that way. But I could go out, and walk down to the lake if it was late and I didn't want to wake everybody up or anything like that. So I could do that. And I did do that sometimes. Yeah, so I don't know where I was going with all that. Oh, painting. Yeah, so painting all different colors would be kind of cool, but I think it would throw off, because with the wood paneling, I think it might look weird. But I do like that idea, because I went to a professor's house in college, and it was my Spanish professor, and her house, every room was a different bright color, and it was really cool, and I really liked that look. But it fit their house, right? Green Girl. Greg said it was great being in front of the store, but that was before the move. It doesn't seem like it's it's far at all. He just didn't love spending $400 on a booth space. Yeah, if you want to be in front of the store, that's fine. Jen is going to be outside of the store. I traded some table space for her out front, so you can put stuff on the table on the other side. We have two sides of the outside, so you can use a table outside if you want to. Or I'm hoping to get the back room cleaned up before that. You could also sell inside too. So both options. I just wasn't sure if you got a booth or not. I hadn't heard, and I didn't know if Andrew knew or not. I tried to ask him, but it was during your live, and he was commenting. So that's that. Okay, let's take a look at some of these kits, since I've been just chatting on doing business while I'm on here, right? That happens. Okay, so this is the kit that I showed on the preview, and I'm just getting my computer up and going here so that I can read some of these things off and make sure I get this right. Okay, so this is Halloween Inspiration Kit number 19. This is number 19. And, whoops. So in this one, it's going to be, you have vintage glass like these. You have, these are magnesite little skulls. So this is, I love those little flat turquoise colored skulls, right? I think those are cool. And then these are composite stones, which I think are really cool. All different kinds of composite stone in there. We have Czech Glass and vintage Czech Glass in here. So Czech Glass, and these two are vintage Czech Glass over here. Harry says, I tried a new clay body this week. It's called Fool's Gold. Cone 6 firing in the kiln right now. Can't wait till tomorrow to see what the final product will look like. You mentioned that you were getting some of that, so I'm excited to see what it looks like. I don't know. I'm trying to get into pottery, but I don't know that much about the firing and the different clay bodies, so I will be interested to see what it looks like. So we have the glass here, magnesite. You also have quote unquote European crystal. These are the S word crystal. All right. So we have two of those in here. I'm trying to make sure, boy, my fingers are not working today, right? So you have the European crystal. We're not allowed to say that S word anymore. And then we have these ceramic skulls with the crystal eyes. Ceramic skulls with the crystal eyes. All right. So that is the first kit that is of today. That's Halloween Inspiration Kit 19. And this is $20. $20. It's a lot of stuff, I think, for $20. It would probably be more if we put it all together in the store. So 20 bucks. And Halloween Inspiration Kit number 19. I think these are good for year-round. I mean, sure, they have skulls, but I know we use skulls all year round. We have skulls in the store all year round. Why limit yourself, right? But they're great for Halloween too. And Barb, our shipper, is back. So things are starting to ship. You've probably noticed there's been an uptick in shipping. So things are happening. Things are happening. Harry says, you can send a message for my suggestions, William. Thank you, Harry. I will probably take you up on that because I know little to nothing about all that, and I want to know more. All right, next kit is Halloween Halloween Inspiration Kit 20. I don't think I brought my juice with me, so my throat is probably going to go. All right, so this one is a sparkly one. First, you get this beautiful piece of Czech glass. Then you get this beautiful strand. And fire polished Czech glass. This, by the way, is crystal. It's a crystal strand. Czech glass. You get these S word shell pearls. Then you get these little nuggets. These are Czech Glass, and they're semi-transparent. Semi-transparent. You get the electroplated hematite skulls. And then you get this antique gold plated pewter piece, little skull charm. And that one is $20 as well. $20, $20. Most of these are going to be $20 today. Tried to keep the prices low or lower. Try not to get too wild. And these will be ready to ship. We have them all together ready to ship out. So if you place an order with us today on these, they should ship fairly quickly. You should definitely have them within the week or so. That's the goal anyway. All right. So that is Halloween Inspiration Kit number 20. Now, I know a lot of people also wait for our sales on these things. I will say that we are going to have probably a sale for the TGBE. We normally do. But it will be probably too short of time to get these to you before Halloween. So if you're waiting for a sale to order these, I'm going to say that the next sale probably will not get these to you by Halloween. If these are left. That's the other thing too. We have a very limited quantity. Most of these we only have a few of because they have vintage components. Vintage Czech Glass in most of them. Andrew pulled through his vintage collection and has been pulling out beads. These are all beads too, like this Czech Glass, all this Czech Glass stuff, like these are all beads in Andrew's private collection. These are not from the store. We did not pull from the store floor or anything like that. So these are all beads Andrew's decided to part with from his private collection that he has in the bead room at Star Cottage Studio. So this is the next one. This I really like. This is a $20 kit as well, but you get these beautiful flashy colors. Czech Glass. You get the little Czech Glass here. And you get these Czech Glass daggers. This is a big strand of these daggers. That's a big strand. They don't always come on strands this large. These are vintage. And then you get the silver electroplated hematite skulls. You get a collection of those. And you get this spider and spider web. This is silver colored, silver finished charm. This is silver. It's probably not actually silver. It's just silver colored pewter. All right, so there you have that one, and that is Halloween Inspiration Kit 21, and it's $20. Are you liking all these Halloween kits? Let me know. Let me know if you enjoy them or not. Some are selling much better than others, but hopefully you like them. Andrew's been working hard on getting them ready and getting them out the door, so hopefully you like them all. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you like the Halloween kits, if you've been enjoying them, if you're tired of them, if you're done with Halloween kits, let me know. We like to know what y'all want. It helps us a lot to plan. You know, that's the thing about a small bead store like us. We can, make moves depending on what our people seem to like. Look at these. Suzanne says, I'm loving them. I got 2 today and deciding on more. Thank you. Good to know. That's like, we don't always go all out for Halloween. And this year, Andrew has been going all out with the Halloween kits. Like usually we do like 6 kits and we'll have something. He's been going crazy with Halloween kits. So we're really trying to do it up fun this year for you all. Lorraine says, I like the Halloween kits. Good. So these are kind of like bicones. These are all vintage Czech Glass here. You have the electroplated hematite skulls in this pretty it has a purple and green tint to it, this electroplating. There's some purple, there's some yellow, there's some green to it. I don't know if you can see that. You can see some of it, I think, reflecting there. And then you also get this purple ceramic skull with the crystal eyes. And that one is $18. $18 for that one. That's Halloween Inspiration Kit number 22. Number 22. And look at those. Look at those. Those are this sparkle is the kind of things you cannot see on the photos, right? The kind of flash that they give. Bonnie says, I'm not much of a Halloween person, but I think your kits are nicely done. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm not a Halloween person that much either. I think it's fun to, like I said, I always like seeing the kids dress up, and I don't mind, like I kind of like doing our porch party that we do and handing out candy, but to get dressed up for me, I don't know why. I'm just not, I've never been that kind of person. All right, let me find which one is this. There are two that look similar here. I'm going to make sure I grab the right one. All right. So this one has Czech Glass. These are Czech Glass. Let me show you these. Beautiful, beautiful Czech Glass. Then we have these faceted rounds. These colors are lovely. I love, love, love this kind of orangey, peachy color. Let's say peachy. It's more peachy. And then this is quote unquote strawberry quartz. So this strawberry quartz is probably dyed, and that's probably, Andrew gave me the description with quotes. So I'm going to guess that these strawberry quartz pieces are dyed strawberry quartz, made to look more official, right? Is the orange, is the color orange or coral? So most of these are very peachy. These are, I'm going to say, more coral. Most of these ones, however, are the most probably orange out of them all. All right. And these are the European crystal pearls. The European crystal pearls. And then you have the faux coral here as well. So these are very corally, like pink color. These are more orange. This is like a normal strawberry quartz, and this is a peachy color. And then these are pretty reddish, and they're on the verge of red and pink, or red and orange. It's weird. It's weird, right? Depending what you put them with, they look orange with some things and red with others. So there you go. This one is a $20 kit. This is Halloween Inspiration Kit number 23, $20 only. The orange skulls, are they porcelain? These are ceramic. These are the ceramic skulls with the crystal eyes. If you like these, you can get a whole strand of them. You can get a whole strand of these in the online store as well. We sell them separately. I've linked to them through the descriptions on each of these kits. So like these, if we have something that's also sold separately, I put a link in the description. So you can link to those if you like those. Green Girl says, yeah, I think they work anytime, especially since they aren't orange and black. Yeah, most of our Halloween kits aren't orange and black. Andrew tries hard to make them a little bit different so that you're not just doing the same old thing you would do with everybody's orange and black kits, right? So he tries to mix it up. And Andrew has been doing these kits in the middle, I don't know when, in the middle of the night, after I go to bed. He's been, I don't know if we talked to you. We talked with our business coach. We have a business coach that we work with through the Acre program that we were able to get a business coach for a little bit. And we've been working with him to do some things. And one of the things that we brought up in the last session was our need to perhaps start looking at doing block scheduling for ourselves. And, you know, I like a schedule, but I'm very bad at sticking to a schedule. And I'm very bad at making the schedule to begin with. And I think Andrew's probably the same way. I won't speak for him, but for myself, I do like the idea of a schedule. Let's say that. That's probably the proper way for me to say it. And so we were talking about how our business coach has found that for him, block scheduling has worked the best, where you just block off times where you're going to do like intense focused work. And then you block off times when you might, do things for yourself, like exercising, or, even to the point of getting prepared for sleep and winding down. And so I've been thinking about doing that. In my mind, I've been kind of doing it a little bit, but I need to actually sit down and write a schedule for myself and see how that works for me. Because as we take on more and more, these are beautiful, aren't they? These are these little Saturn cut Czech Glass in this peachy pink color. Now this one is definitely more pink, this kit, than the previous kit. The other kit is more peachy and orangey, and this one is more pink. So if you're looking for pink kits, it's more this one. This is inspiration kit number 24, Halloween inspiration kit number 24. And you get these pink crystal, ceramic and crystal skulls. So we've been thinking about that. I don't know how many of you out there, I know some of you are retired, and probably in some ways that's kind of maybe like our schedule, right? Because you have things you have to do, but like you have so much, maybe, I don't know, even with, I'm sure people with jobs too, but I think either way. And I didn't know, do you all schedule your life out? Do you make a schedule even if you're retired, or especially if you're self-employed? So this kit has Czech Glass, Egyptian crystal, that's the Egyptian crystal, or these are the Egyptian crystal right here, and Czech Glass, and then the skulls, which are ceramic. So we've been trying to figure out if scheduling would work for us. I think I need a schedule a little bit more than I have, because starting to work on opening a true second business, along with having Star Cottage Studio and the things we have to do for that, and the upkeep, and Allegory Gallery especially, it's a lot. And for a long time, we don't really, we have a calendar and we put the meetings and things on the calendar, but to actually schedule our personal time, we kind of do things when we can, and when we're able to. But I think having a schedule will force me to do things, and hopefully get more sleep, and schedule that out, schedule my sleep a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. But I think that's something I want to try. So this is the last kit. This is Halloween Inspiration Kit 25. And this is definitely a take on lapis, right? So you have these blue and gold fire polished Czech glass. You have these large pieces of blue with the gold fumed on there. Then you have these, which are, I don't know if you can see it, they are that dark blue, like a cobalt blue. And then we have this ceramic skull with crystal eyes in the blue, and then you have two stones, beads of lapis. Green Girl says, love that lapis kit. Love it with a gold accent. Yeah, I put some gold with that. Buy one of our antique gold AG fine pewter toggles or something. That would be beautiful, right? Suzanne says, I have a schedule, but I leave room for spontaneity. That's good, right? That's good to have. Harry says, I have routines, but schedule, no. Marianne says, not a schedule, but I do have a routine. Yeah, and see, I think that's great. And I think for the longest time, Andrew and I have been living on our routines. But as we grow, I think the routines are starting to be forced to change. At least mine is. I know that mine is, because if I could stay awake from like until about 4 or 5 a.m. every night and then sleep until about noon or 2 p.m., if I could do that, I would not have to worry about making myself a schedule, because that would be my day and I could get things done. But I think because I have my other job, and because I have to be up and going and doing things earlier than that for appointments and running errands and things. Because getting up at 2 does not leave me much room before the live to get things done and then be ready for our lives. So I think for me, I need to schedule more. And that all goes back to the point that Andrew has been working more at night, and he's been forcing himself more often now, since we had the talk with our business coach, to make an effort to be at the cottage at a certain time. And he's always, if we're always worried that if we start something, we say we're going to do this, we're going to go to the cottage at this time, and we don't get a lot done, it feels like a disappointment. But as our business coach was saying, it's more of the idea that you are putting the time in and you are starting to tell yourself that this is the time you work, even if it doesn't work right away. So that's what we're trying to do more and more of. At least I am. I think Andrew is too. Is trying to get on the same kind of schedule, or at least a better schedule for each of us that works with the way that we personally have to work. Andrew and I think, are going to end up working at different times. I can't stay up as late as I would love to, as my normal tendencies would have me normally staying up. But that's because I have other things to run and people to look after and things to do. Oh, Gilbert's coming up. That's Gilbert tipping the camera from behind. Huh, buddy? And so, so I think it's an interesting thing. Like, it's something that we're not used to. As small business owners, sometimes you can just, do things your own way. And for a long time, we've been doing things our way as much as possible. But also, it comes to the point where, like I said, as we're starting to really put time into another store, we have to, we've filled our life with Allegory Gallery. That's pretty much what our main life focus is. With Star Cottage Studio, we were able to, cut out a small piece for that, because it is so kind of, for me, not for Andrew necessarily, but for me, it is so ingrained in Allegory Gallery. Like, they're so similar, and the things we do there are similar. It wasn't that hard. But now, thinking of opening another business in a town further away, not too far, but further, we really have to start making that effort to carve out time for things we need to do. So I think that's where we are right now. I think we try and give business advice here from time to time, and the things we learn, we try to pass on to you all. And I think that's something we've tried to do from the very beginning. We've helped a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals start businesses, and we've done some business coaching here and there. But anything we learn as we go through things, I like to share it with you all. And so I hope it doesn't bother you. I hope you're like, why is he talking about a schedule? But that's why. So that's something that we're looking into. If I was, I want to get back to my William Tries thing a little bit here and there. But if I were still heavily doing that, as many of you were following me there too, this would be William Tries scheduling. And it's going to start happening, I think, this week. We'll see. I hope to do it soon and really sit down and work on it. Norma says, I schedule some things, but it's mostly routines, and I do try to make sure I do things with a purpose, so I'm not just hanging around on the couch. That's the hardest thing, right? Even if you're hanging around, like, we do a lot of work from home, and for me, our work involves social media. Our work really involves a lot of social media, and so I can sit on the couch and do work because I have my laptop, so I can work from wherever. Getting a laptop was one of the great things I did for myself. I used to have iPads and stuff, and I still do, but I have found, going back to an actual laptop has been really good for me. I used to try to work a lot on the tablet, and even with a keyboard, it just wasn't the same. Now, there are some things that I do on my tablet more than I do on the laptop, but anyway, laptop was a good idea. So I can sit on the couch, I can work on a lot of things, I can have my TV in the background if I want, because I'm a big background noise person. I need background noise when I'm working. If it's too quiet, it makes me insane. And I can just, like, in my brain, hear the clock ticking slowly. So it makes me insane. So I need background noise, and usually music isn't enough. I like TV. It feels like there's someone else in the room with me, and I can work. But because we are so ingrained in our social media and the things we do, I can also get looped into social media, right? So I really want to try and make time that when I sit down and I look at my calendar and my schedule, it says work time. And then if I get into social media, it snaps me back. It's like, okay, this is work time. But that's hard sometimes. So that's hanging out on the couch and just browsing social media is something that can happen to me. And I have to be careful with that. So I totally get that. Bunny says, it's really hard to keep schedules when you are a creative person to have a small business. It is. It is. But I also think that we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But in my mind right now, I think it's a very important thing for us to have as well. Because especially block scheduling, like if you schedule 4 hours for creativity time, and I know creative people can't always fit that into any certain thing or any certain time, but I'm semi-creative, and I think if I gave myself a block of creative time to sit down and like journal, that would be my kind of creativity, journaling or brainstorming, just things that I don't have to like put effort into forced work. And I guess I shouldn't say forced work, but like productivity driven or what's the word I'm looking for? Endpoint driven work where there's a product driven work. I think for me, not being, as creative as Andrew is and things like that, for me, having a time slot where I give myself to do that, because I don't often do that. I mainly feel bad if I'm not working for a product driven or an endpoint driven product or endpoint driven work session. So I think blocking off time to do that kind of work and then say, okay, you've done that. Now you're allowed to have a 2-hour time where you can just brainstorm or you can just be creative, whatever that means. I think that's important. And I don't know, for people who are always creative, like Andrew's creativity is the creativity that drives our business. And so I think it's harder for someone like that to schedule. And I've seen, as we were talking about the scheduling, I saw his face on some things, but I think it's also good, for creative people to have a time where they're allowed to be creative, but not have an end point or driven toward a certain end point or end goal. And I think that's important too, because I know Andrew likes to be creative, but I also think that, and I think I see this in a lot of creative people we know who make beads and who are painters. They, especially when you own your own small business, it's very hard to separate what is my creativity versus what is my production. And so I think having, at least, even if it's not a formal schedule, I think at least blocking out time to say, okay, I don't need to be productive during these 2 hours. I just allow myself to be creative, versus when you actually have to work and be creative for production. It's hard. I think it's hard. And I can see how that can be hard. Lorraine says, if I schedule myself at all, it becomes overwhelming and I can't do anything. See, that's how I sometimes am. If I'm the same way with to-do lists. I don't make a lot of to-do lists for myself, because if I don't see them all being checked off quickly, I get upset. I get worried. It puts a damper in things. And so scheduling things out, I used to do more scheduling, especially at my other job, because I had different things that I did for 2 different businesses in that job. So I would schedule things for that part of my day, and it is hard. It is hard. And that's why I think block scheduling is going to work better. It's not like even an hour by hour or a minute by minute type of schedule. It's just, here is your block. I have a block of working time for the next 4 hours that I have to just, turn off distractions, don't get on social media, put your phone away and do the work. But it's not saying you have to do this at this time and this at this time and work on this at this time. That's not the thing. And I think that's going to hopefully be the difference for me, because every time I've said, okay, at 4 p.m., I'm going to schedule posts for our classes and remind people we have classes. And at 4:30 p.m., I'm going to make posts about the newest products we have. Because I've done that before and I failed almost every time. I do it for like a few days and I give up on it because it becomes overwhelming. So I'm going to try and give myself time in the morning, hopefully. Got to get up earlier. Got to get to bed earlier. But I'm hopefully going to make some time in the mornings to brainstorm things. There's this book I'm listening to called The Artist's Way. Maybe a lot of you have heard of it. I don't know if I've talked about it on here yet or not, but there's this concept called morning pages. And the author talks about these morning pages. It's when you get up in the morning, you sit down and you write 3 pages worth of anything. Anything. It doesn't matter. If you have no ideas, you write 3 pages of the sentence, I don't know what to write. Like, it's just to try to get stuff out of your head. And that journaling I have found works really well for me, and it does help me calm down and help me organize my thoughts. So that's what I plan to do. Hopefully get up, do morning pages, which will help me, I hope, throw out ideas for the things I need to do during my block schedule. So when I'm working and I'm in work mode, I can refer to those morning pages and say, here are some of the things I wanted to do. I don't have to plan them out. I don't have to plan when in that schedule I'm going to do them. But at some time in these 4 hours, these are kind of the things that I was thinking I should get done. So that's what I'm hoping will work out. I'm interested to hear all of you out there, whether or not it works for you, or if you do these things, or if you've had any experience with these. If you're watching the replay on this, let me know too. Amanda says, I turned off notifications for a lot of apps and I find that helps. I do too. If you have an iPhone, you can set different schedules. So I set a work schedule, and I'm going to build this more into my block scheduling as I work on this, because I've kind of set them up preliminarily. Is that a word? And so I have a work schedule. So I have a work notifications that come on during work time, and all my personal notifications get put into a, what do they call it? I forget the word they use, but they're clustered outside of that. So while I was in work mode, for example, it leaves you all the other stuff that you didn't want to hear about when you were in work mode. And so I'm going to fine tune that on all my devices to try and get that to, kind of match with whatever block schedule I come up with. It's probably going to take a while to sort it out, but I want to fine tune that so that I don't have personal notifications on my phone interrupting the work stuff, and the work stuff in the personal, when I'm supposed to be enjoying my personal time or exercise time, I don't have work notifications popping up. So it's a good thing, Amanda, and I think it is good to turn off some notifications or set them to times when you really need to see them. Suzanne says, are you on TikTok? I am, and the store is. Both on TikTok. I'm not sure why you mention it. Is there something on TikTok I should be watching? I don't really watch TikTok much. I don't really do much with TikTok. We started trying to do some more for the store, but it was just one more thing, right? So that's why I'm hoping scheduling will help me fit time in for these one more things. And it's not that I don't have time for them. I think it's how we use our time. And that's pretty much what our business coach was saying. We have a lot of time. People who you look up to and they get a lot out of their day and they do so much in one day, they don't have any more time than any of us have. And that's what he was saying to us. They don't have more time in a day. It's just how they use their time. And, it's so easy with a business that's a lot based on social media. It's so easy to get on social media and realize that you've been just browsing for 45 minutes instead of doing the work that you said you were going to do for those 45 minutes. So I'm really trying to get that. I'm really trying to work on that. And hopefully we can do more on TikTok and more on YouTube. And once we get our time set and how we're going to use it. Teresa's just joining in. Thank you. Let's see here. Bonnie says, that's why if you have a partner in business, I can see that being helpful. Partners are good. And Andrew and I think, work pretty well together. We balance each other out pretty well. And I think that's important. But it can also be, I think we have to get our schedules set for ourselves so that we can get our schedules set for each other. Because if he's taking a break, then usually I'm taking a break, right? And if I'm taking a break, often he's taking a break, and we spend time together that way. But sometimes that means that what I would have been working, I'm taking a break. And when he would have been working, he's taking a break. And sometimes that leads to not getting as much done in a day as I want to, or maybe he wants to. So it's good when you have a partner and you can balance things, and you can bounce things off of each other But when it's a life partner and a business partner, it can be difficult. And I think that scheduling some things, like if we get into the schedule and I can say, okay, my work time is from here to here. This is my, intense, focused, dialed in work time. I'm going to shut the door. I'm going to do the work. And then he knows, and if he's working on something, then I know his schedule. He knows my schedule, and we'll find time in our schedules to be together. But also, we're not saying, hey, how's it going? And just kind of like hanging out during an intense work time. I think it makes it easier. I hope. In my brain, it makes it easier. When we were talking about it, it made it easier to me. So we'll see if that actually works. Yeah, Green Girl says the concept of morning pages is to start with a clean slate. So you write down what is on your mind. Yeah, you put down anything on your mind. And if you're supposed to fill 3 pages, however long it takes, you're supposed to fill 3 pages. And that's what she's saying is you fill 3 pages, you get the stuff out of your brain, and you move on with your day, right? I used to journal at night when I was doing William Try's things, and I journaled for 30 days at night before bed, and it was so helpful. I slept so well during most of it, and it got stuff out of my brain. I got to plan kind of for the next day, and it really worked. And then I just stopped. Why did I stop? I don't know. I didn't make it into my schedule. I didn't make it a habit. They say it takes, 90 days, I think? 90 days to create a habit. Or is it 40 some days? I can't remember. I think it's 90 days. I think it's 3 months. You can create a habit, or maybe 60 days. I don't remember. But anyway, it's longer than 30 days, I can tell you, because I didn't make it a habit. But I'm hoping to get into that. And that way, I think the morning would help me. I think journaling in the evening is going to be something I do too, to end my day. But I definitely want to try the morning stuff and getting up early enough to give myself time to do it. So that I can, as Cynthia said, start your day with a clean slate, right? You just put down all the junk in your head. And it can also help organize your day too. If you have things that you can do to-do lists, and there is nothing in the morning pages from what they've said in the book. It's just whatever. If you can't think of anything, you write, I can't think of anything, and you fill 3 pages. But hopefully you think of things, and whether it's to-do lists or whether it's just, stream of consciousness writing, it's to start your day off easier and get things out of your brain. A friend says his prescience increased dramatically when he got in TikTok. Are we talking about the social network TikTok? Are we talking about something else? I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. Harry says, I create for me. If someone wants to buy my output, I am glad, but I do not drive myself to sell it. It has worked well for me. I get up early, and after breakfast, check for sold items from my Etsy. Yeah, you do a really good job, Harry, because when we buy stuff off you, it ships like a rocket ship. So you're on top of it. I think one of my things is I'm very creative at night, but I would say that I'm less productive, if that makes sense. Like in my brain, I have all these ideas, and I'm one of those people that I have a hard time sleeping. I go to bed early, and I just sit in bed and I think of how great would it be to do this, and how wonderful would it be to do this. Instead of actually getting up and doing them, I just think about how wonderful it would be to do them. And they don't get put in a journal. They don't get written down. It's just all in my brain. And by the next morning I wake up and I'm like, what were those things I wanted to do? And then you're like, I lost all that kind of energy I had the night before. And so I'm hoping, even though it's going to be super hard, I'm hoping to switch over to be more morning. And so that when I am up, and hopefully I can get these ideas flowing with the morning pages and doing certain, and maybe exercising, doing things, get the morning flowing a little bit, I'll have my whole day to put that energy into it. That's what I'm hoping for. Because at night, I'm most creative then, but I don't have the energy anymore, and I don't have, the get up and go as much anymore. So I have these ideas at night, but my energy, my physical energy, my mental energy is flowing apparently, but my physical energy is low. So to get out of bed and open the computer and start doing things on a screen, which is no good at night, is hard. So that's why I want to flip. going to try. We'll see. I've never been a morning person. I'm not going to claim I'm going to turn into a morning person, but if I can be at least a little bit more of a morning person, maybe I can get some stuff done. And yeah, I think that's it. I think, Harry, I think you wake up very early from what I've seen, and you're able to do things in the morning. Like, I don't even have breakfast. I don't, because I can't eat when I first wake up. My dad is the same way. And so we can't eat when we first get up. And we often don't leave ourselves, I especially don't leave myself much time. I'm one of those people, I get up and literally within 15 to 30 minutes, I'm out the door. And I've always been that way. And it worked for me for a very long time because I didn't need my morning. I had my evening. But now that, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that I don't have as much energy anymore in the evenings physically. I have a lot of mental energy. So I'm hoping to flip that around. Maybe. We'll see if it happens. Harry says, I do the dishes from the day before, then off to my workshop to ship before noon. Then I make jewelry for a while, and then I make some clay or paint. After lunch, I exercise. See? But you do all of that before lunch. Like, you get up, you have breakfast, you check for items sold, and I assume pack those up and get those ready and out the door. Do your dishes, then off to my workshop to ship before noon. Yeah, so you do all of that work before noon. I'm barely up before noon, so everything gets pushed later in my day. And so all these things that, would be nice to do that I, some of them are fine to do in the evening. Dishes, I do in the evening generally. But packing and shipping, that's okay to do in the evening, but it's a lot of, running around, and you get, physically it's a lot for us because we have a lot of stuff to go through, and we're moving boxes and finding everything's numbered, and you're pulling out numbers and pulling in things, and it's just combining a lot of things. And so physically it's a lot to do, and it's at the cottage, it's not here at the house. So I would prefer to do those things during my day. So I'm hoping to get up early. See, Harry, I'm going to start modeling my day after you, and then I will probably get a lot done because I think you get a lot done. I'm going to have Harry become my business coach for a while. Give me a call every morning to wake me up. I don't know if I can get up that early. Amanda says, I do that too, Harry. I make what I like, when I like, and if it makes it to the Etsy shop or to a pop-up sale, then great. If not, I keep it or give it away. That's nice. That's nice. Amanda's saying, do you happen to have any African brass or glass beads? We do. We definitely have some African brass, I think, still in the store, and we definitely have African glass, just depending on what you're looking for. Some of that's listed in the online stores. If you go to allegorygallery.com and type African in, you should start to see some of that. Marianne says 21 days is what I've heard about new habits. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, because 21 days, that's not even a month of doing something. Maybe it's true for some people, but I definitely need much more time than that. Bonnie says, learning how to say no is important for a small business. It's true. It's true. Andrew says, I think that's a nice idea, but our lives are so erratic that it'd be hard to do that. Maybe for some of it, but generally our lives are not erratic before 10 or 11 a.m. So there's a lot I could do if I shift things the other way. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for me anyway. Amanda says, what do you consider early before 7? I get up around 11, sometimes noon. Depending on if I have to be at the store, then I have to be up. I get up at 10 to be at the store by 11. That's early. 10 o'clock is early for me. So when I'm saying early now to hopefully make a new schedule, I'm hoping at least 8. I'm trying not to extend myself like out of the realm of possibility here. So I think if I could get to bed before midnight or around midnight, which is hard for me, but if I can do that and start getting my body used to that, getting up at 8 would be good. That would give me some time. Andrew says, I either get up super early or will stay up late and do my email work in the morning. Marianne says early is 4 to 5 a.m. Yeah, that is still night, Marianne. That is still night. 4 to 5 a.m. is usually when we're going to bed, or I'm going to bed. Harry says I wake up 5 a.m. most days. Yeah, that's not my goal. Not right now. My goal is if I can do 8 a.m. wake ups, that would be my first goal, and get my body used to that. Amanda says, oh my, that's so early, Marianne. It is still dark here at 7, right? Is it light where you people are at 5 a.m.? It's not light here at 5 a.m. Not in the winter. I guess in the summer it might be. Marianne says, it is dark here too, but on the days I work, I start at 7. See, if I started work at 7 a.m., I would get up at like, well, I guess you have to, my work's probably a little closer than most people, but I would be up by like 6, just enough to get ready, leave. One of the business coaches, our business coach, said it is 4 months to build new habits. See, takes a while. Takes a while. I have heard, shorter times, but generally a month and a half to 2 months, I think, for building a habit that's going to stick. From my experience, 1 month even does not do it for me. Suzanne says, I get up between 6 and 7. Nice. When Azalea and I are going to shows, we get up around 7 and get our stuff done. It feels great. I wish I didn't have to sleep. I know. If I didn't have to sleep at all, perfect. But I do realize, like, even when I get up a little bit earlier for myself, I realize I do feel better. I get more done. Or at least I feel like I get more done, and I feel more productive in the day when I get up earlier. So I'm going to try. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see how that happens. Marianne says, your goal of 8 a.m. is quite reasonable. I hope so. Harry says, I have bright lights. Early is no problem. Yeah, it shouldn't be hard to wake up. It's just hard to go to bed. I'm one of those people that I will, and I think, Cynthia, we were talking about this, I will resist. I think you actually mentioned this in your video yesterday. I will resist going to bed even if I am incredibly tired. Like, I was about to pass out yesterday and I went to bed and I was so tired, but what was I doing? Reading news on my phone. Why? I don't know. I don't care that much about what's going on when I'm that tired. But instead of just turning off the light and going to bed, I spent probably another 45 minutes reading the news, like holding my eyes open, trying to read the news. Why? It doesn't matter, right? But I resist going to bed. And then once I'm asleep, I do love sleep. I love it. I resist it because I don't know why. But once I'm asleep, I love my sleep. 9 to 10 hours is what my body likes. So I try to get 9 hours, 8 to 9 at least hours of sleep. But so if I can just get to bed earlier and just when I'm tired, go to sleep. How about that? When I'm tired, go to sleep instead of resisting the sleep and then enjoying it too much in the morning. That's the problem. Norma says, I get up at 9 now. All the years I worked, I got up at 6, but I am so not a morning person. I know the feeling. I'm not a morning person. Even 9 is too early, but we're going to try it. We're going to try 8. We're going to try 8. Amanda says, my wild kids start getting up at 6 or 6:30, and they are not quiet. So that's when I get up. I get that. Andrew says, no comment and LOL. I don't know what all those are for, but I can only imagine. All this positive energy, Andrew, of my new trying to do my new things. Cynthia says, I get seasonal affective disorder, so it's better to rise early and get as much sunlight as possible. I have that too. My doctor diagnosed me with that many years ago, with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And so I should get more sun. I should get more light, and I definitely don't. Harry says, I can't stay asleep. I go to bed by 11 p.m. See, if I go to bed by 11, that's the tricky thing for me, is because if my body, because I'm normally a night owl, if I go to bed earlier than midnight, I will inevitably wake up 3 hours or so later. All my life, when I take a nap, it's been 2 to 3 hours. That I can't take an hour nap. I can't take a 20-minute nap. I take like a 2 to 3 hour nap. And that's been my whole life. And if I go to bed before midnight, I will wake up 2 to 3 hours. So like 1, 2, 3 a.m. and I will be wide awake, and then I won't sleep the rest of the night. So I have to time myself. Like there's only going to, until I maybe incrementally move myself, hopefully, I have to have midnight as I think then I might be able to do something. Bonnie says, this is my problem. I play games on my iPad and I take lots of over-the-counter meds to sleep. Yeah, it's hard. I don't take over-the-counter meds, but I do take some. I take like ZQuil, which is just, all it is Benadryl. So sometimes I take that to sleep. I take valerian root. So I do take stuff. I take herbal stuff and other things to try to sleep. And then I fight the sleep anyway, all the time. So it's hard, right? Suzanne says, I stopped reading news during the quarantine as it did not bring me joy or peace or anything good, right? I know. I read tech news though. And so I read articles like from Scientific American and tech articles. So I try to not read like current events. I've never been a current events person, and I try and keep up here and there, but especially with the pandemic and things and being locked away, I read tech news and stuff like that to try and stay up on technology and anything for the business that might be, something we can use. Andrew says, the early morning talk. You are not a morning person. I'm not, but I don't get much done. You know how much I get done in my day. How much more could I get done if I actually had a few more hours in my day? Like I was rushing today to get done in time for this live. After I went up with Barb and sorted some things out with her, and then we had these kits to put together and take pictures of and post online. So like I was rushed today. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Stay tuned, everyone, right? Marianne says, I found short naps easier as I got older. At your age, I did mini sleeps of about 3 hours. Yeah, my whole life, I've never been able to. If I take a quick nap, I am the most awful, awful person. Like, I am mean. I am grouchy. Like, ask Andrew if I wake up. If somebody wakes me up prematurely, bad times. Like, I'm normally fairly easygoing and, wake me up from a nap when I'm not ready to wake up yet. Bad times, everyone. Bonnie says, I should try reading tech news that might put me to sleep, right? Yeah, different things for different folks, right? Yeah, I like tech stuff. I like sciencey stuff, especially brain stuff. I read, I like stuff about the brain. I do read fiction sometimes. I find some fiction books and stuff, but I mainly like self-help things. Like I'm reading The Artist's Way now, I'm listening to The Artist's Way right now. And yeah, so I like things like that. Anyway, I've been talking a lot. Amanda says, I cannot nap even if I'm exhausted. Am I weird? I don't know if that's weird or not, but if I'm exhausted, I can usually nap unless I'm exhausted because of an issue. If I'm mentally exhausted because I'm procrastinating or because I have anxiety, then it doesn't help. I can't sleep. It's not going to let me sleep. But if I'm just exhausted, I can usually pass out for a nap. But yeah, so I've been talking a long time about this. I hope you like the kits today. Please go out there and buy some kits. They are now in the online store. They're ready for you to purchase. Allegory Gallery, let me just throw this up here real quick. AllegoryGallery.com. All the kits you saw today. Scared. I scared. It scared me. It scared Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert. Sorry, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new kits today. 7 new kits if you like those. Bonnie says, thank you for sharing with us. We can help each other. I hope so, right? That's the whole thing. I think accountability is a big thing. And I think by saying things out loud and telling people things, people are going to check up on you, right? And so hopefully I can get this going and get some more sleep and earlier hours and see if that works. Because I've never actually tried being like really made an effort to get up whenever my alarm goes off and just get up. So I think that's what this week I'm going to try to do and just see if it works. I'm not a morning person by nature, But maybe I'm just all my life been telling myself that. Who knows, right? Maybe I'll love mornings if I just open up to the possibility of loving mornings. We'll see. We'll see. Amanda says, is Barnaby helping today? Barnaby was here with me earlier, and now Gilbert is on the desk with me taking a nap. I scared him by touching the bag. He was sleeping on the kits. I have them set aside on my desk, and he was sleeping on top of them. Andrew says, nah, you mean when you wake up. See this positive energy I have here? He just knows me. He knows that I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I've never given it, like full force energy. So we'll see what happens. And we have a business coach that's going to be waiting to see if block scheduling is working for us. So if I don't even try it, he's going to be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We talked about this. Why didn't you even try it? So I'm going to try it. Andrew says, pray for me. Maybe it'll be even better. Maybe things will just be even better. Who knows? Andrew says, I never agreed to it. He never agreed with the business coach. When you have a business coach, you're supposed to take advantage of them and use what they tell you to do. So I'm going to try and do block scheduling and see if it works. We'll see. All right. So thank you all so much. I hope you like these kind of talks. I don't know. A lot of you have been hanging in here today. We had around 20 people, and you've been all hanging out here with me talking about my new life method. We'll see. I don't know. But I think these are fun sometimes. You get different viewpoints and people talking about what they do, and you can share your experience. And I think it's good. Andrew can get up early and have the coffee or tea waiting for you. Andrew would be doing that before he went to bed, probably. He'd be up all night. I don't think he's going to change. I don't think he's going to try mornings. But for me, because I run the store mostly, and the actual operations of the store, Andrew's the creative force behind it, but I do the operations of the store, and I feel bad when I should have gotten into this, like today. I should have gotten into the store today, but I didn't. I didn't make it because I didn't have time. So that's what it is. So we're gonna see. Bonnie says, I walk to my neighborhood coffee shop and that gives me incentive. Yeah, some of our coffee shops are up pretty early, so I've been thinking about that too, but I can't really spend a lot of money on coffee. I don't drink coffee. I drink decaf, so it doesn't really help me that much, but I think getting out and doing a walk would be nice. Andrew says, I thought about it at length after, and there was a lot of wisdom of what he had to say, but also it's not really conducive to our life. I think it could be conducive to mine. I really do. Maybe not yours in the way you work, but I think mine for getting things done and working with other people. And like, I don't ever get to a breakfast meeting for the Chamber of Commerce because it's just too early. So I miss out on what everyone's saying at the chamber meetings, or miss getting to put in letting everybody know that we're having classes, or, it's all that stuff that doesn't get done. And I think for me, as I've been trying to think about things and do things, I think it'll be conducive to me. Let's see here. Marianne says, I don't think Andrew will do that, right? We will check in and help you. Thanks, Amanda. Andrew says, I get up early most days, like I did my emails and went to the cottage and came home. Harry says, I fill the electric kettle at bedtime, so in the morning all I have to do is hit the button. That's good. I need to get in the habit of doing something like that. Coffee and tea both get brewed by 6 a.m. Nice. Andrew said, I used to go to the chamber. I know. You used to go to the chamber meetings. I don't. And you don't anymore. So we're missing things like that. So I think that's one of those things. Those are some of the things that I've been thinking about, doing some planning for our helpers. Planning always seems to be like a last minute thing, and getting up early, if I can get some of that done and get some planning done for the day, that would be more productive. So we'll see. Let's see here. Bonnie says, good luck, William. Marianne says, coffee by 5:15. Ooh. Amanda says, I'm spoiled. Coffee is made for me. It helps. Suzanne says, no, first thing is to feed the cats. My morning is composed of getting myself up out of bed, dragging myself out of bed usually because I don't get enough sleep. going into the bathroom, brushing my teeth. That's the first thing I do. Then I go down and feed the cats. And then I worry about me. So the cats always get fed first. Pretty much first thing. I only do my teeth brushing first because the bathroom is on my way down to feed the cats. So the cats get fed. And then I take care of taking my medications and anything, getting myself dressed and ready. So I get you, Suzanne. Andrew says, I'm not trying to not be supportive. I just think you should be kinder to yourself. I think, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm too kind to myself. Like, I feel like I could do more and I should be doing more. And I think making time in the morning hopefully will do that, because it's obvious if I'm feeling this way now, my normal schedule isn't making me feel like I'm doing enough. So that's what I worry about. So with living like this, like I have all my life, I don't feel like I'm doing enough or getting enough done in the way I need to get it done. So I'm going to try something else. That's all it is. Marianne says, and the water bowl refreshed and food topped up for cats too, right? Yeah, that water bowl. Got to make sure the water. We have a fountain and a separate water bowl for those who just want still water or flowing water. Harry says, yes, that is my second thing. Feed the cats, then cook my breakfast. Green Girl says, Andrew, you can make any change. It's just about making the choice to do it and sticking to it. I do like to walk early in summer to beat the heat, and I'm for sure a night person. Really, I should divide my day into two parts. I love doing early mornings and the way the world looks. See, that's the thing with me. Like, I've always said I hate mornings, but I hate mornings because I'm always so tired. Mornings are beautiful as they are. Like, going outside in the morning is a beautiful time of day. It's usually cooler, which is good for me because I'm so pale. Going out in the sun, mornings would be a good time. But I'm always grouchy and tired, and I have to fix that. Andrew says, instead of being my whole life is terrible because I don't do something specific, finding small ways that will eventually help. I don't think my whole life, I'm not saying my whole life is terrible. I'm just saying that I think flipping to doing things earlier would work, would help me get more done. And I don't think there's anything wrong with trying that or doing that. We'll see. It may not work. I may start getting up early and be like, this is not getting any more done in my life than I was doing before. So maybe I was doing a lot more before than I thought. But also, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying it, giving it a try, seeing if it works. Amanda says, accountability buddies help to keep on track. Yes, they do. They definitely do. I'm definitely socially pressured. That is a thing for me. It's one of my anxieties, but at the same time, it is definitely a thing for progress too, I think. The outside world is great for telling us what to do and feel, do what works for you. I agree with that, Suzanne. I do. And the things that work for me generally are night, but I also notice that I'm creative at night, but I'm not active at night. And I think that's the difference. Like, I think when I get up in the morning, I'm not, because my whole life has been getting up and just going, getting up and going. Anytime I wake up, I get ready quickly and I go. And I think that that idea, like, I'm not going to get up in the morning and just like chill and relax. Like, I get up and I go. So I'm hoping that by getting up and going earlier, I can help myself do more things or feel like I'm doing more things. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Oh, Harry, pizza's arrived. See y'all later. Have a good evening. You too, Harry. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your input too. Let's see. Suzanne says, give it a try, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. Yeah, right? Andrew says, it's okay to try, but instead of beating yourself up, try to celebrate the good things and build on them. I don't think I'm beating myself up. I just think I've finally acknowledged that as late as I stay up, I don't get a lot done. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think everybody needs rest and everyone needs a type of relaxation. But I do feel very pressed in most of my days of when I don't make it to the store or I don't make it to the cottage, and there are things there that I should have done or could have done, because I don't know. I don't know. But I get it, Andrew. I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to beat myself up. I don't think I am. I don't feel like I am. I just feel like I want to try something else and see if it works better. So I'm not trying to beat myself up. If that's what it sounds like, that's not really what it is. It's just trying to do something different to see if it works better or not. Amanda says mornings are so quiet before the wildlings get up, right? Marianne says a nature walk in the morning is awesome. I know, Marianne, you've been inspiring me with your morning nature walks, and so has Cynthia with her nature walks. It makes me want to get out because I grew up pretty much in the woods. Like we had fields around our house growing up, so we played in the fields. Like I would do like the crop circles, like they see, like we would make like crop circles in the fields because the grass was higher than us when we were little and we were playing, and we make little houses in the fields. And then we had woods by our house, so we go exploring in the woods. I grew up a lot at my grandparents' house, and was up there probably a lot of weekends, and during the summer when we didn't have school, and we played in the woods like crazy. And I miss nature. I really do. And we get so busy in our lives that I think we don't make time for that. And I think it's something that's really lacking in my whole psyche. It's something that's lacking in my whole psyche. And I miss that feeling of being in nature and around nature. Andrew says, we have very different ways of starting our day. Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Very different ways. Andrew, I think, like, I don't want to speak for him, but he wakes up and he kind of goes through things and works through things and looks at things and gets inspired for his day. Me, I get up and I go. Like from the moment I wake up in the morning, I just go. And I don't want necessarily that kind of panic in my morning. Every morning, if I'm getting up earlier, it'll release some of that. But I also feel like just when I get out of bed, my whole life, I've just gone. So I'm hoping if I get up a little earlier, I go and I get more done. Even if it's writing morning pages and doing things like that is still productive things. Andrew says, that's the TV. I don't know what I'm talking about, but TV is one of those things. Like if I don't have my work with me while I'm watching TV, then I get sucked into the TV. And that is one thing that is a barrier to doing things. But also, I think that's also good downtime sometimes, because one of the few things that actually shuts my brain off from anxiety is getting absorbed in a TV show, and just letting my brain not work over time. Like if I'm watching something, my brain isn't worrying about stuff. So TV is both a good thing and a bad thing for me, because it can be too much of a good thing as well. And I know that. So I'm hoping by getting up earlier, maybe get things done, still have some time TV at the end of the day, but by that time I've journaled, I've morning paged, I've done all these things, I've got some stuff done. Hopefully that'll relieve some of the anxiety, I hope. Because I do have anxiety about not getting enough done in a day sometimes. Andrew says, I've seen you do this before. You make these rules for yourself, and when you slip up, you spiral. I'm trying to be easier about it. We'll see. We'll see. Try not to spiral too much. Usually I spiral because of my anxiety that gets wild, but we'll see. Cynthia says, I'm training myself to limit my scrolling, especially if I'm reading Am I the A-hole articles. Yeah. It changes my mood thinking how I would react in a situation that doesn't even affect me. I'm eliminating anything that is intrusive to what I want my inner life to be. I get that a lot because I get riled up by comment sections in things. And so comment sections are one of those things that I do get myself. I read the comments more than I read articles in a thing, and it gets me so crazy. So I understand that. Andrew says, I'm sure you'll do great. It's good to try new things and it'll be nice. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Andrew knows me, he knows me. I know him. We get it. I have tried a lot in my life, and I have not done a lot in my life sometimes for certain things. But, I'm getting to an age where I'm trying to be less harsh on myself and create things, give myself the ability to try things. And so that's what I want to do. I want to try this morning thing. We'll see. It's going to start with, though, getting to bed earlier, which is going to be hard. That's the hardest step, I think, getting enough sleep. If I feel I have enough sleep in the morning, it doesn't matter when I get up as long as I feel I've had enough sleep, which is hard for me. But we'll try. Anyway, I have accountability people now. We'll see. I know you're all going to check up on me, right? So anyway, thank you so very much for hanging out with us, for watching what we do, for purchasing our kits that we have, for purchasing anything. We're really appreciative of it. We've had a number of issues. As Andrew's talked about, our laser is now dead. So if we want to replace that, that's a few $1,000s. Andrew's joking about how everything seems to be like $2,500 lately. It's like life. So we're trying to make some sales to do that. We're working on taxes and all that good stuff, which is not fun at all, but necessary. I have put it off this long. I got to do it. So working on that. Andrew's going to be working on some things. We're going to be working on making some kit collections out of our Allegory Gallery fine pewter. So we will be working on those as well and trying to get some cute little collections together for y'all to make it easier to maybe find things. Because I know there are hundreds of things, and looking through hundreds of things with pictures that look kind of, they're different, but they're the same, right? So looking through hundreds of things is hard. So we're going to try to make some little collections that you might want to buy and try out some of those products. So that'll be nice. And yeah. So I think that's it for now. I hope you are enjoying your Monday, if it's Monday, wherever you are. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me and just chit-chatting. I like this. And oh, Andrew says, plus we don't have pictures of all the finishes yet. Yeah, the Allegory Gallery fine pewter, we used the pictures that came from who we bought the rights to everything off of. And so we have not actually had a chance to go through and take a picture of the collection, of the other colors in the collection, because each piece has generally 3. It's antique silver, antique gold, and antique copper. So we don't have pictures of but one of those for everything. So Andrew said the collections will be nice. You can see how they actually are. Yeah. So I think that'll be nice. Maybe we'll mix and match metals, or maybe we will, I don't know how we're going to do it. But I think we're going to make little kits like we do. That way I don't worry about running out of stock or inventory for those. So we'll make little kits up, maybe, we'll see, and get some pictures done and make some of those. So that's what I want to do sometimes in my spare time, make that into my work time and make some of those. Andrew's making more kits and working on things like that. He's also talking about working on some polymer and working on some precious metal clay and some ceramic, maybe? I don't know. I might do the ceramic. I might do some ceramic stuff. We'll see. But yeah, going to be some new stuff I think coming up. He's also working on paintings, I believe. So lots of good stuff coming out from us soon. So stay tuned. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for inputting on life schemes and things, and sharing your experience too. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate you all. Andrew says I might actually make some ugly head jars. So there you go. Ugly head jars. I like those. Those are cool. So yeah, thank you all so very much for tuning in. It's been a really nice time chatting with you here for the last almost 2 hours. But thank you for hanging out with us. And please hit the share on this video. And please hit the share on our products. You can go to our Facebook page and share those new products with everybody that you know. Help us get some sales. Help us buy a new laser so we can keep coming out with wonderful pendants and things like that for you all. All right. Thank you so very much. Bye now.